Namaste to one and all present here. A very warm welcome to the second session filled with cultures, values, and inspiration.
Indeed, today as we gather here, we remember the words of Swami Vivekananda, who believed that culture refines the soul and strengthens character. Culture, for him, was not just tradition, but a way of life.
Absolutely. With that spirit, we now present a cultural program by the students and volunteers of VIHE, celebrating India's rich spiritual and cultural heritage.
When we think of Swami Vivekananda, one of the first images that comes to our mind is his message of strength, harmony, and self discipline.
And yoga is a perfect expression of that message. Yoga is not just a physical exercise, it is the union of body, mind.
What we want are muscles of our
Swamiji emphasized for building a strong nation.
Through this yoga performance, our students depict Swami Vivekananda's vision of India, the India that is strong, confident, and spiritually awakened.
Let us now invite our Balavika students to present yoga, themed on Vivekananda and India.
iron and nerves of steel, inside which dwells a mind of the same material as that of which the thunderbolt is made. Give me 100 energetic young men, and I shall transform India.
That was That was a wonderful reminder that true strength comes with the inner balance and discipline.
The grace, focus, and synchronization we witness truly reflect the spirit of yoga and Swamiji's ideals. A big round of applause to our yoga students.
What is the source of all strength, creation, and transformation?
It is Shakti, the divine energy that flows through the universe and resides within each one of us.
Swami Vivekananda taught us that awakening this inner power leads to self-confidence, fearlessness, and spiritual growth.
The next dance performance beautifully expresses Shakti Aikyam, the oneness of divine energy and the awakening of the divine within.
Through rhythm, movement, and expression, our students and the volunteers remind us that when we recognize this inner Shakti, we realize our true potential.
Let us enjoy this soulful dance performance by our students and volunteers of VIHE.
In the time when India steps in weakness and fear, a mighty soul arose, not with weapons, but with wisdom. Swami Vivekananda stood as Purusha Shakti, the embodiment of courage, discipline, and blazing truth, like Lord Shiva himself awakening amongst men. These words were not merely spoken. They shook the soul of the nation. They moved like a Prachanda Tandava, destroying fear, ignorance, and self-doubt.
जटाओं से है जिनके जल प्रवाह मात गंग का गले में जिनके सज रहा है हार विश्व जंग का डमट 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 डमरू कह रहा शिव शिवम तरल अनल गगन पवन धरा धरा शिव शिवम
देवराज सेव्यमान पावनाग्रि पंकजम् कालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगि वृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुराधिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे भानुकोटिभास्वरं भवाब्धितारकं परं नीलकण्ठमीप्सितार्थदायकं त्रिलोचनं कालकालमम्बुजाक्षमक्षशूलमक्षरं काशिकापुराधिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे काशिकापुराधिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे काशिकापुराधिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवं भजे
But this was not the awakening of men alone. Swami Vivekananda bowed before Nari Shakti, the divine power of womanhood. He revered Holy Mother Sri Sharada Devi as the living embodiment of compassion and spiritual strength. He sought her blessings before crossing the oceans to the west, and he prayed to Ma Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom, before giving his addresses World Parliament of Religions. Through his words, women rose from silence to strength, from limitation to limitless possibility.
విశ్వవినోదిని నందినుతే గిరిధర బింధశ్రోధిని వాసిని విష్ణు విలాసిని జిష్ణునుతే భగవతి హేసితి కంఠ కుటుంబిని భూరి కుటుంబిని భూరికృతే జయ జయ హే మహిషాసుర మర్దిని రమ్యకపర్దిని శైలసుతే గిరి నందిని నందిత మేదిని విశ్వ వినోదిని నందినుతే గిరివర వింధ్య శిరోధిని వాసిని విష్ణు విలాసిని జిష్ణునుతే భగవతి హేషితి కంఠ కుటుంబిని భూరి కుటుంబిని భూరి కృతే జయ జయ హే మహిషాసురమర్దిని రమ్యకపర్దిని శైలసుతే సురవరవర్షిణి దుర్ధరదర్శిని దుర్ముఖవర్షిణి హర్షరతే త్రిభువనతోషిణి శంకరతోషిణి కిల్భిషమోషిణి ఘోషరతే దండునిరోషిణి దితసుతరోషిణి దుర్మదశోషిణి సింధుసుతే జయ జయ హే మహిషాసురమర్దిని రమ్యకపర్దిని శైలసుతే జగదంబమదంబకదంబవనం ప్రియవాసిని హాసరతే
శిఖరి శిరోమణి తుంగ హిమాలయ శృంగ నిజాలయ మధ్యగతే
మధు మధురే మధు కైటభ గంజిని కైటభ భంజిని రాసరతే జయ జయ హే మహిషాసురమర్దిని రమ్యకపర్దిని శైలసుతే స్వరణ తథేయి తథేయి కృతాభినయోదన నృత్యరతే గడదాదిక తాళ కుతూహలగానరతే ధుధుట ధుక్కుట ధింధిని తధ్వని వీర మృదంగ నినాదరతే జయ జయ హే మహిషాసురమర్దిని రమ్యకపర్దిని శైలసుతే
జయ జయ గద్య జయ జయ శక్త పరస్తుతి తత్పర విశ్వనతే
భణ భణ భంజని వెంకటనూపుర సంజిత మోహిత భూతపతే నటిత నటార్థ నటీ నటనాయక నాటిత నాట్య సుగానరతే జయ జయ హే మహిషాసురమర్దిని రమ్యకపర్దిని శైలసుతే జయ జయ హే మహిషాసురమర్దిని రమ్యకపర్దిని శైలసుతే జయ జయ హే మహిషాసురమర్దిని రమ్యకపర్దిని శైలసుతే.
When strength walks without compassion, it becomes destruction. When compassion walks without strength, it becomes weakness. Swami Vivekananda showed the world the path of Shakti Aikyam, the sacred oneness of Shiva and Shakti, of love and power, discipline and devotion.
Swami Vivekananda did not live for himself, but for the nation, for humanity. My words will remain for 500 years. 50 years later, India will attain freedom. This dance is not just remembrance, it is a promise to live fearlessly, serve selflessly, and realize the divine within. This is the awakening of a nation.
देश से है प्यार तो हर पल ये कहना चाहिए, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए। मेरी नस नस तार कर दो और बना दो एक सितार, राग भारत मुझ पे छेड़ो झंझनाओ बार बार। देश से ये प्रेम आँखों से झलकना चाहिए, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए। शक्ति को बढ़कर दिखाना चाहिए, रहूं या ना रहूं भारत में रहना चाहिए, रहूं या ना रहूं भारत में रहना चाहिए, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए।
What we witnessed was not just a dance, but a powerful awakening of thought and spirit. Through strength and compassion, Shiva and Shakti, this performance reflected Swami Vivekananda's vision of fearlessness, balanced humanity.
It reminds us that true power lies in discipline, guided by devotion. Our sincere appreciation to the performers for bringing this profound message alive on stage. Heartfelt applause to our dancers.
Swami Vivekananda once said, "You will be nearer to heaven through football than through the study of the Gita."
These powerful words highlights the importance he gave to physical strength, discipline, and mental focus.
Karate is not just about self-defense. It builds confidence, concentration, courage, and control of the mind.
Our next presentation showcases how physical education becomes a tool for mental strength, self-discipline, and character building.
Let us now witness an energetic and inspiring karate performance by our students and volunteers.
Swami Vivekananda taught the youth of India that weakness is the greatest sin. He believed that a strong body builds a strong mind, and a strong mind builds a fearless nation. In skilled hands, the Nanchaku becomes a lesson in rhythm, precision and self-control. Karrasamo reflects explosive power guided by balance, where speed, accuracy and inner control strike as one. Be not afraid of anything. He will do marvelous work. The moment you fear, you are nobody. Kalaripayattu, the ancient martial art of India, blends strength, flexibility, and respect. Face the brutes, this is a lesson for all life. Face the terrible, face it boldly. The hardships of life fall back when you cease to flee before them. Swami Vivekananda envisioned fearless women as the backbone of a strong nation. This moment is a tribute to courage, confidence, and self-respect.
That was truly impressive, full of strength, precision, and confidence.
The discipline and coordination displayed today reflects the essence of physical education as envisioned by Swami Vivekananda. A big round of applause to our young martial artists.
Through the yoga, dance, and karate performances, we witnessed a harmonious blend of culture, discipline, devotion, and strength, beautifully echoing Swami Vivekananda's vision of strong bodies, pure minds, and awakened souls.
May these young minds continue to grow with values, strength, and spiritual wisdom. Thank you. Jai Ramakrishna. Now, one small announcements. I'm going to speak for a few minutes.
Namaskar at the feet of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Sharadama and Vivekananda, and pranams at the feet of Adhyaksha Maharaj Bodhamayanda Swamiji and other guests and all present youth. Really it is wonderful performance. Students and other persons who are present here are really fortunate. This is the power center. Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence at Ramakrishna Math, Hyderabad is power center. We are having another Vivekananda for us, that is Adhyaksha Maharaj Bodhamayanda Swamiji. No rest, where we expect holidays, we want Sundays, we want some breakups. But here, continuously Sundays, many programs are going on. So you have to get some inspiration from this. Powerful speakers have come. From every step, you have to learn something. Today, students who are here are really benefited with this. So every parent should encourage their, what we can say, wards to go to Ramakrishna Math. Here, beautiful library is there, so many programs, Sunday programs, yoga and karate. That is what the dream of Vivekananda. Education means not only getting some certificates, all-round development. Character is very important. So here all principals and other correspondents also present here. Even we have to introduce yoga and meditation classes, because that will be the perfect solution for present problem. Because students are now restless, we are seeing Swamiji already announced. Children, they are killing parents because they did not allow them to recharge their mobile. One child will cut father into pieces. That is their problem. So one UKG, LKG girl is being raped by some people. Why it is going like this means, it is because of lack of spiritualism and problems in the education. So, matruvat paradareshu paradravyeshu loshtavat atmavat sarvabhuteshu yaha pashyati sa panditaha. Person who treats others, women like to be mother, others property to be mud, other beings to be himself, he alone is said to be a wise man. So here, children, they have to learn how to respect girl child. They have shown now all Durga Devi performances, etc. So when you come here, you can become bold here. So go and spend your time in the library. And so many programs are going on. Yoga they teach, so many languages they teach. So give something to the nation, not only living for a few days and going. You have to give something to the nation. That's what we get from this Ramakrishna Math. Wonderful programs, but unfortunately only we are fortunate actually. I request Swamiji to have such centers in other areas also. If we divide Hyderabad into 4 parts, in some 4 zones we have to develop, Swamiji, because many children cannot come here, but people who are living in surroundings are very fortunate. That Yuva Sangharsh program also, Swamiji is trying to give great leaders to this nation. So other beings and human beings difference, we should live for others, otherwise there is no difference between animals and human beings. Only human got this opportunity to serve others. Remaining all animals are driven by others, not only animals, entire other nature. But human, you have to define yourself, you have to define your path. So Vivekananda already has shown path, let us follow and let us support Swamiji, because at this age, whenever, though he is having some health issue, he will attend. That is why I said another Vivekananda is available for us. So once again, Swamiji, thank you very much. So students, you please try to understand the real intention of Swamiji. And you have to give something again and make this India superpower by 2047. That strength lies on your shoulders. ప్రాణి లోకంబు సంసార పతితమగుచు అవనిపై పుట్టి గిట్టని వాడు కలడే వాడెపో నరుడు ఎవాని జన్మంబు వలన ఎంబాని జన్మంబు వలన వంశమధికోన్నతి వహించి వన్నెకెక్కు అని. మన ద్వారా దేశానికి ఏదో కొంత ఇవ్వకపోతే బహుశా మనం ఓన్లీ రేషన్ కార్డు కోసమో ఇంకో దానికోసమో పుట్టినట్టు అవుతుందండి. అందుకోసం మనం ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినందుకు ఈ దేశానికి ఎంతో కొంత ఇవ్వాలి. ఈ దేశంలో మన శరత్ సాగర్ సార్ చెప్పినట్టు ట్రై టు ఫీల్ రైట్, చాలా చెప్పినారు. అగైన్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు రిపీట్. వాట్ ఐ కెన్ గివ్ టు దిస్ నేషన్, ఆల్వేస్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు థింక్, ఆల్వేస్ వీఆర్ థింకింగ్ వాట్ నేషన్ హ్యాస్ గివెన్ టు మీ. స్టాప్ దిస్ థింకింగ్, హౌ కెన్ ఐ హెల్ప్ అదర్స్. సో థ్యాంక్ యూ Swamiji once again on behalf of all the students and faculty members and principals. We are really fortunate enough. Namaste Swamiji.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful insights. As we come to the conclusion for the inspiring convention, let us remember Swamiji's powerful reminders. Take up one idea, make that one idea your life. Now requesting everyone to proceed towards the lunch. Okay, yes. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschik Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi, Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Yes. All the ladies requesting to proceed towards the